Hi guys, I'm back with another video, and today we're getting into my favorite type of anime hero, the overpowered main character who walks around looking like a complete nobody. This is my top 10 overpowered MC anime, where everyone underestimates the hero, ranked from 10 all the way down to 1. You already know the feeling. The side characters laugh at the weak looking guy, and 2 seconds later, he wipes the floor with every one of them. Every single show on this list is built around that exact payoff, so if that's your comfort food, you are in the right place. Gods hiding in plain sight, Demon Kings reborn as ordinary students, one bald guy who ends every fight with a single punch. That's the lineup. Quick warning before we roll, because my number 1 is gonna start fights down in the comments, so lock in your own pick right now and we'll settle it at the end. I rank these 3 ways: by hype, by how satisfying the reveal lands, and by how hard the MC hits once the mask finally drops. We've got isekai powered fantasies, psychic middle schoolers, gag comedies, and cold psychological mind games, so there's something here no matter what corner of anime you usually live in. A couple of these heroes hide their strength on purpose, a couple have no idea how strong they actually are, and one of them is just too lazy to care. That mix is the whole fun of this trope. Alright, let's get into it. Number 10 is Bofuri. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense, and it's the most wholesome thing on the entire list. Silverlink animated the first season back in 2020, adapting Yumi-kan's light novels, and a second season followed in 2023. The setup is pure comfort food. A complete beginner named Maple jumps into a brand new VR game, and because she's scared of feeling any pain at all, she dumps every stat point she earns into defense and literally nothing else. Everyone assumes she'll be useless. Instead, she turns into an unkillable wall, shrugging off hits that should one-shot her, picking up busted skills that devs never planned for, and breaking the game so hard they start patching it around her on purpose. It's silly, it's warm. It's the gentlest possible on-ramp before this list gets mean. Number 9 is The Disastrous Life of Saiki, the comedy pick that quietly destroys you. JC Stuff animated it, adapting Shuichi Aso's gag manga, and it first aired in 2016 with these short, rapid-fire episodes that fly by. Saiki Kuso is basically a god in a school uniform. He reads minds, teleports, freezes time, and bends reality, and he's had the full kit since birth. Here's the twist that makes the whole thing tick. He doesn't want any of it. All Saiki wants is a quiet life and a sweet coffee jelly dessert, so every episode he's burning his godlike powers just to stay invisible and keep people off his back. The strongest character in the show treats his own omnipotence like a chore he can't quit, and that joke never gets old across 3 cores of episodes. Number 8 is the Misfit of Demon King Academy, and this is where the power fantasy flies completely off the rails in the best way. S.I. Ilva. Link animated it from Shu's light novels, premiering in 2020 with a split-core second season that ran into 2022 and 2023. The MC is Anos Voldigod, a demon king so absurdly strong that he got bored of endless war and reincarnated himself 2000 years into the future, fully expecting a hero's welcome. What he walks into is a magic academy built in his own name, where the teachers grade him as a failure. Why? Because his power is so far past their charts that their instruments physically can't read it. So the entire show is Anna shrugging and proving he's the original Demon King, while everyone underestimates him to his face. The confidence is unreal. That swagger is the exact reason this one blew up. Number 7 is The Saga of Tanya the Evil, and do not let the adorable character design fool you for 1 second. Studio Nut produced it from Carl Lozen's light novels. It dropped in 2017 and a movie followed 2 years later in 2019. Tanya looks like a tiny blonde girl with big innocent eyes. She's actually a cold, ruthless former salaryman, reincarnated by a smug god she nicknames Being X into a brutal alternate version of World War I and dropped onto the front lines. Up in the sky, she's a monstrously gifted aerial mage who runs circles around grown soldiers twice her size, and her enemies keep writing her off right until she erases them. That contrast, the baby face wrapped around a calculating adult mind, is the whole hook. And the Sakuga on those aerial magic battles still holds up almost a decade later. Number 6 is Classroom of the Elite, the smartest entry here by a mile. Leger animated the first season in 2017 from Shogo Kinugasa's light novels, and the back half of the story finally got its second and third seasons in 2024. It swaps explosions for cold, psychological chess. Kiyotaka Ayanokuji transfers into an elite high school and deliberately scores just high enough to vanish into the background, hiding an intellect and a physical skill set that tower over everyone in the building. His classmates write him off as painfully average. His teachers barely register. He exists, and the entire time he's quietly pulling strings, bending whole situations to his will without ever leaving a fingerprint. No flashy power-ups here. The OP stat is raw intelligence, and watching him stay 10 moves ahead while playing dumb is genuinely addictive. Number 5 is Overlord, one of the cornerstones of the whole OPMC genre. Madhouse animated all 4 seasons from Kugane Maruyama's light novels, and the ride kicked off back in 2015. A player gets trapped inside his favorite game as his own character, an all-powerful undead overlord named Ain Zualgaon, ruling the great tomb of Nazareth alongside NPC followers who treat his every word like scripture. Here's the part most people miss. Ainz is bluffing almost the entire time. He projects this calm, all-knowing mastermind act while he's internally panicking and praying nobody calls him on it, and somehow every reckless gamble lands perfectly. It's a darker, colder power fantasy than the rest of this list. The gap between his strength and everything around him is just absurd, and that scale is the appeal. Number 4 is that time I got reincarnated as a slime, and yeah, the overpowered hero this time is a literal blue slime. 8-Bit animated it from Fuse's web novel turned light novel, and the first season premiered in 2018 with more seasons and even a movie following since. A regular salaryman gets stabbed to death on the street and wakes up as the single weakest looking monster you can picture. Except this slime copies any ability it eats, devours almost anything, and power creeps at a terrifying rate. Everyone expects a slime to be a pushover. What they get is Rimuru Tempest building an entire nation from nothing and stacking enough strength to make actual demon lords nervous. There's a reason it's one of the biggest isekai franchises on the planet right now. That slow climb from harmless blob to feared ruler never stops being satisfying. Number 3 is Mob Psycho 100, the one critics and fans both put on a pedestal, and honestly they're right to. Bones animated it, and it ran from 2016 to 2022 across 3 stunning seasons, adapting a manga by Oni, the same creator behind my number 1 pick later on. Shigeo Kageyama, the kid everyone just calls Mob, is one of the most powerful esperes alive. He's also a shy, soft-spoken middle schooler who only wants to be liked for who he is, not for what he can do. So he bottles everything up and tries to live a normal life while the world treats him like a forgettable background extra. Then his emotions hit 100%, and the animation detonates into some of the best sakuga ever drawn, full stop. It's the heart buried under all that raw psychic power that makes this show special, and Bones went all out on every climax. Number 2 is the Eminence in Shadow, the funniest take on this entire concept ever made. Studio Nexus animates it from Daisuke Aizawa's light novels, and it premiered in 2022. Sid Kageno is obsessed with one fantasy, being the secret mastermind who runs everything from the shadows, so he plays a forgettable side character on purpose, builds a secret group he calls Shadow Garden, and invents a fake evil organization just to roleplay as its hidden leader. Then the punchline lands. The cult he made up for fun turns out to be completely real, and Sid is accidentally far stronger than even he realizes, casually solving world-ending threats while genuinely believing he's just acting out a bit. There's reportedly a new movie called Lost Echoes on the way, and a 3rd season isn't fully confirmed yet, so treat that part as a rumor for now. Either way, the gap between how deadly serious everyone treats Sid and how much he's just goofing off is comedy gold. If you're enjoying the list so far, you already know what to do, because this next one is the pick I'll defend to the death. Number 1 is One Punch Man, and let's be real, there was never any competition for the top slot. It started as a webcomic by O1E, the Mob Psycho creator, redrawn into a manga by Yusuke Murata. Madhouse made that legendary first season in 2015. JC. Staff took over for the later seasons, and Season 3 premiered in October of 2025 on the show's 10th anniversary, digging into the Monster Association arc, with another part reportedly lined up for 2027. Saitama is the purest version of this whole idea ever put to screen. He's a plain, bored, bald guy in a cheap yellow jumpsuit, the exact kind of hero nobody respects or even recognizes on the street, and he flattens every monster and villain alive in one punch. The show flips the entire genre on its head because his real enemy was never a fight he could lose. It's the crushing boredom of being too strong, and a world that refuses to give him an ounce of credit. It's hilarious. The action goes absolutely insane, and no character anywhere nails everyone, underestimates the hero better than the strongest man alive, getting completely ignored by the people he saves. So that's my top 10 overpowered MC anime, where everyone underestimates the hero. Before you click away, I want to hear your pick. Did I get number 1 right with Saitama, or should the Eminence and Shadow or Mob Psycho 100 have stolen the crown? Drop your number 1 down in the comments and tell me exactly where I went wrong. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to smash that subscribe button for more anime content just like this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.